So this is very different from what we've been talking about. So I know this relates a lot to me and maybe some others. What would you say to someone who's wanting to get a body modification such as tattoos when they're wanting to be a teacher? Because I know it's a very controversial topic. Don't get tattoos if you're going to be a teacher, and then you'll have teachers, but they have them.
Do you want to address that?
So I guess it really just depends on your
I'm sorry.
district and the school district and the school you work for. I personally do have some. I got them after I started teaching. I haven't seen in my district or my school that it's a big issue. Now, I don't have anything inappropriate or anything in any inappropriate places. But I mean, we have teachers that have some studs in their noses, tattoos, some ear piercings. But like I said, I guess it just depends on what district you're looking at going out for. And I don't know how you would even know that until you, I guess, got in and felt the culture of the school. That's a good question.
So would your advice basically be don't get them?
Oh,
Or other thing?
I don't think you shouldn't get
So this is can be a controversial topic.
Yeah.
And as a history geek, certified, my students will tell you that. But in those classes, we don't shy away from controversial topics because our past is not pretty always. And it has areas that can be considered controversial. Personally, I think the old adage, don't judge a book by its cover, is very, very true. Some of the nicest people I've ever met, looking at them on the outside, are also some of the roughest looking people I've ever met. And it also comes back to it's your body. What you choose to do with it, that's your business. But I do know of some school districts who will make you take the piercings out. You can wear them outside of school, and that's fine. But they don't want you wearing it in school. There was a school district, my cousin, who was a middle school teacher, had a student teacher, and she had sleeves tattooed of both of her arms. In order for her to get permission to student teach at that district, she had to wear a long sleeve shirt and keep them covered at all times. Not every district's like that. Not every school's like that. What I tell student teachers that come into my room, because I've worked with some, we call them method students, preliminary student teaching, student teachers, field placement stuff. First thing I suggest to them or I let them know is you're occupying a position of authority in our building. And you need to conduct yourself in a manner that demands the respect that is associated with that position. So what you say, the way you act, the clothes you wear, the way you project yourself needs to demonstrate that you respect yourself as a professional and that others should respect you as a professional too. With that being said, can you do that with a little tattoo inside your wrist? You can. I don't think that has anything to do with that. But I'm also not an administrator. So it's one of those things where it's your choice. And I don't have an opinion one way or the other of that. I do have an opinion about how people conduct themselves in my room. And that's why I offer that advice to student teachers who come in. These kids they're looking at you all the time and they're judging you all the time. So if you're yelling at somebody in the hallway, well, they're judging you for that. If you come in and you're saying inappropriate things, cussing like I say, well, they're picking up on that too, and you shouldn't be conducting yourself that way. So, it's one of those things where you're kind of taking a chance. Some districts are totally against it. Some districts are all for it. It's one of those personal decisions. As far as I'm concerned, me personally, the cover doesn't always judge, or the cover doesn't always tell you what's on the inside. And I don't think that has anything to do with you as a person or the type of person that you are.
So we are really like past time. So burning question, final burning question.
All right, my last question is, maybe a little bit personal, but like I want to know, like, the truth, okay? Are you guys always worried that you may be released in any given year before you get in your tenure, before like in your tenures, like your tenure?
Are you worried about being pink slip?
Yeah, like
Before getting tenure.
At my school, I wasn't worried about it. I mean, there's always that, like, once you get to that end of the year, it's always like, okay, how's it gonna go either way? My principal was pretty open about, you know, if we needed some correction, she would come in and let us know, like, hey, this isn't going well, let's fix it. I know other districts, there are some districts that I've heard pink slip every year until you get tenured. They can pink slip you for anything, and they don't have to tell you why if they don't want to. So I wasn't really worried because like I said, my principal was pretty open with us about it. But I know when data started coming back at the end of the year, I did get a little worried on not necessarily was I going to stay, but like how they were going to react to it. Because they do look at that. They want to see results. So I wasn't that worried, but I know some people in other districts and schools were. I guess it just depends on where you work and who you work for.
Is it something to keep in the back of your mind? Yeah. Is this something for you to dwell on all year and stress and worry about? Because if you focus on that, you're not focusing on your kids. And if you're truly focusing on your kids and how best to grow them, then you won't have to worry about the other. That'll take care of itself. So it is a possibility, but like she said, there are some districts who, until you get tenure, you're pink slipping every year. And then they'll invite you back at the end of the summer. So it's one of those things where, yeah, it could happen, but you could also go to McDonald's and work and get fired tomorrow for making a Big Mac the wrong way. If you live in fear that that's going to happen, then it'll affect you as a professional.
I wouldn't let it keep you from wanting to try new things, make mistakes. It's okay to make mistakes. I wouldn't let that keep you from wanting to experiment with new things, like in the classroom. So don't worry about it.
Okay. So this one is like my other one. If you take the big and little boys, you mentioned earlier about how you had a girl who came on the bus and recorded your messages. How do you mentally handle or process a situation like that, or what you say and what you do? Could you tell that whole child's day?
So the way I look at it, and really becoming a teacher by default has made me a better person. And what I mean by that doesn't mean that I was a terrible person before, but I'm more conscious of the effect that I have. And as a teacher, you're more visible in your community. So you work at the Dollar General store, and you're at McDonald's, and they made your food the wrong way, and you're yelling at the McDonald's person. First of all, you shouldn't do that, but the community reacts a lot differently when you're teaching a child in 4th grade and they see you yelling at the McDonald's person. So you always have to kind of keep that in your mind. the biggest challenge for me going from a college student to an actual teaching professional was dealing with that, the impact. Because in every college class, and I'm sure you've experienced some of this now, they tell you some of your kids come from some very bad backgrounds. Some of them are going to, some of them may be homeless, some of them may be getting abused, some of them may be this, some of them may be seeing that. Until you're actually there and you can put a face to that student, you can put a name to that student, you don't know how you're going to react. So the reaction to finding out some of that stuff, like the girl who got on the bus and looked up. I can tell you about that, but until you experience that and what you did, how that impacted her, there's no way to prepare you for that. It's something that you kind of have to grow into. I've always said, and I truly believe this, a teacher is just as important as a surgeon. Our impact is not as immediate, but it is just as long term. If that surgeon makes a mistake, that impact is right there. If a teacher makes a mistake, that impact will last 3 years, just like the first one. So the way you conduct yourself, the things you say, the way you approach things, do it like you project you're a professional and you take yourself seriously as a professional, because you are making a difference in your community. You're having an impact. It could be positive, it could be negative. It's all on how you conduct yourself.
For me, it's really changed how I look at my students. So, like you said, they come in on the first day of school and you just kind of see, or if anyone else were to walk in the room, they just see kids sitting in your chairs. But you may know that, this student lashes out at you whenever you just correct their, playing with their pencil. And another teacher or anyone from the outside may be like, that is ridiculous. Why are they acting like that? But you know that the student is acting that way because they don't get any attention at home, or they're having to raise brothers or sisters, or they didn't get anything to eat this morning or last night. So for me, it really just changes how I react to certain behaviors in my classroom. And then, yes, absolutely how you conduct yourself outside of the classroom, on social media, in the community. It's huge. It's a lot of pressure sometimes, it seems like, but it's also a very positive thing, knowing that you have such a big impact on the students in your school and in